What's up, people? Welcome back to the channel. So well, it wasn't me, but one of the homies got me a new mic for the channel. So let me know if you notice any difference in the audio quality. If it sounds the same, let me know. I am trying some different settings, gonna be looking through, going through the motions, trying to figure this out to make the audio quality a little bit better, so that way it's a little easier to watch this stuff. So just, like I said, if it sounds a little bit different or if it doesn't sound different, let me know down in the comments below, so that way I can, get to working on it to make everything sound better. Alright, with that out the way, let's go ahead and get into this market watch. I originally wanted to do a market watch probably a couple days after when I did last week, but then I realized that there was going to be a YCS there's going to be an upcoming YCS, so I decided just to wait until I'm probably gonna drop one on Tuesday. So I decided to do this one like Monday night. So here I am. We're gonna go over Age of Overlord. This is purely just Age of Overlord. We're gonna do a regular market watch in the next couple of days. Just I wanted to go over this because a lot of good cards have come out in this set, and a lot of cards, as you can see, have solidified. So let's go ahead and get into this. SP Little Knight from Age of Overlord has not dropped in price. If anything, it has gone up a little bit. It didn't. It was, like I said, it was like super high, and it's over 100. Then it pretty much solidified around $80 to like $85, and right now we're looking at same thing, $84.95 to $86. Essentially, we're paying $85 for this card. SP Little Knight is really good, and I think we did some more testing to to make sure it's the card to go into. But for the most part, I really do feel like this card is super good. I did think it was gonna take maybe a $20 price dip when it initially got released, but like I said, Yu-Gi-Oh is a crazy beast. There's a lot of good cards in this hype set. Not the whole set is hype, but there's enough engine in the set to where these engines could be the next meta for the next 6 months. So yeah, with SP Little Knight at about $84, $85 just completely makes sense. We got Superstar Slayer Typhon Sky Crisis. I thought this was going to drop to 15. It did on its initial release, but then it just shot back up because this is an extremely good card. It pretty much skill drains, monsters at 3,000 more attack. It allows itself to be able to be, brought out. This card is extremely good going second, and you can see the price right here. $22.94, $22.95. We're looking at $23. Essentially, this card was kind of trending down, going to it was in the 20s, trending down to the 18, 19, going to 15, but then it just kind of came back, and it looks like it is right here at 23. Diabalstar, the Black Witch. This is another card that I completely thought was I didn't think it was gonna crash. I thought it was gonna down to 19, 20, maybe 25, if it was gonna hold that price. But I'm looking at it right here. Well, actually, I want to take a second look. We're looking at 26, 21, 26.50 with a $70 with the 70-cent shipping. Depending on the vendor you mess with, a lot of people will depending on the price of the card. If it's under $1, they're gonna add that shipping. But if it's a card that if it's going for 26, 21, they're not gonna sit there and tell you it's 27. Usually they'll sit there and just be 26. So I'm looking at it right now. We're looking at about $26.50. Maybe right here we got a live plate for about $25. So to be honest, this card is in the $25 range. It did not really go down that much. Around last time we talked about it, it was kind of in the $30 range, and now it's kind of come down, and it's only come down $5. To be honest, Diabalstar seems like the next big. It seems probably I don't want to be too early, because I don't want to I don't want to jump the gun and end up being super wrong, but it's looking like the Diabalstar kind of Snake Eye stuff is going to be a little bit more of a stronger engine than the Horus stuff. But at the same time, we haven't had enough time here in the TCG to fully take advantage and to really playtest with all this. So we'll see what the pro players do. We'll see what other people come up with. We'll see what you guys playtest with. So we'll see in the future. But right now, we're looking at Diabalstar the Black Witch for $27. Wanted Seeker of the Sinful Spoils. Here's the starting of the Sinful Spoil cards. I thought a lot of this was going to kind of dip down. I assumed this was kind of going to not stay, but I thought it was going to kind of dip down to the 45 range. That's kind of what I sold a copy of that to my homie for, because assuming it was going to go down to this price. But it's looking like it's holding right here. It was at about $60, $65, or earlier this one says, the chart says 80, but if you get it about right there, that's $60 to $65 mark. That's the one when we last looked at it, and right now we're looking at 50, 54, 49, 54 flat, 53.99. We're looking at about $54 to $55 for this card. To be honest, this is pretty much one the crazy searchers for Simple Spoil stuff. The Diabalstar. Yeah, I'm getting so much mixed up because this engine pivots into so many different, like a lot of different possibilities you can pivot with this engine. So sometimes I say it's the this card or the this searcher, but it's like, yeah, that's just kind of how it goes. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think I'm gonna be running any of this Sinful Spoil, the horror stuff for this coming up format, but I do want to be informed of what it does, so I do gotta get up on these effects. But if you're planning to play this, you're paying $54 a copy. It did not go down like a lot of people would assume it would. Original Sinful Spoil Snake Eye. This is the one that I believe this is the one that they used in the in Snake Eye Rescue Ace or Diabalstar Rescue Ace, whatever it's called, to be able to get their combos going. This right here is going for pretty cheap. I suggest you pick this up before it shoots to like $5, because if Diabalstar or Snake Eye, whatever it's called, Rescue Ace becomes the deck that you need to beat, or becomes one of the best decks, I guarantee you this card's going to be at least $5 to $10. So I'd very much start picking these up, put them to the side. If you pull them, just hold on to them. If you need it, go ahead and get them now. They're at $249, pretty much $250. I would just pull the trigger at $250 on these things. Mceti Glory of the Horus. This is a card where I thought that all cards in this set were going to do what this does. This was kind of sitting pretty at about $53, $50, $45 range. You know, I kind of assumed it was going to, I assumed it would hold. I thought it was going to be the stronger of the two. But we're looking at it right now, 30, 33, 34, 34.9, 35. We're pretty much looking at about $35 for this card. And it's like about a $15 price point from the last time that I messed with this card. And in all honesty, it does make sense, but it's a little weird since we have other cards from the set that haven't dropped in price that much yet. So it kind of puts me in a position where it's like, yeah, it makes sense that it dropped, but is you know, like SP Knight Typhon and the Snake Eye Engine Diabalstar cards way like that much better than the Horus cards? Like you know, like I said, we've only had them for like, they've only been legal for a couple days, so we're gonna see exactly, you know, how it goes. We still need a couple more people get their hands on it, a couple more weeks to kind of really solidify the meta. So we'll see if this kind of price point holds. But if you think this is the next big, you know, like big engine, just know that the price has gone down a lot, and it might go down a little bit more. King Sarcophagus. This is another card that did exactly what I thought I was gonna do. It was at like $15 when I was messing with it. Then I think when we did the market watch, it was in the $10 range. And I'm looking at it right here, and right here, $5.49, $4.99. It's already in the $5 range. To be honest, this is exactly what I expected for a card like this. You know, maybe not like Mceti. Mceti is kind of like one of the main ones, but like for King Sarcophagus, if you were thinking you had to get your copies at $15, I'm sorry, not everything is SP Little Knight. Not everything holds. Sometimes things hold, sometimes things don't. But this was a one. I 100% knew that this card was going to go down from its $15 price point to like a $5, $6, $7 price point very quickly. Alright, and then the last thing I want to do is kind of just like go over, you know, kind of like, you know, some of this stuff right here. You got the quarter centuries. A lot of these quarter centuries are crazy to me. Like I like how they look, but one, I do prefer Starlights, and two, I'm kind of just like, I'm not really on it. You got the Magicians of Bond and Unity. This is actually pretty high to me. One of the homies pulled this, and he kind of felt like people weren't paying him enough for it. But in all honesty, it's like, dude, like it's not even a $100 card. It isn't like the craziest, you know, Dark Magician support ever. So yeah, I don't know. You got the SP Little Knight being worth more than the box. It's the only non-quarter century card that's worth more than the box, which is, you know, which is just like, which is fitting. SP Little Knight is very, very, very good. Box is going for about $70 because, like I said, you got a lot of gas in here. You also, what's cool is that you have a good amount of quarter centuries that are not just complete ass. Like you got, you know, like right here you get the 20s and the 30 and 40 ones. Well, you do, you know, you got a couple right here. This one's at 57, that's at 56. You do have a couple that are kind of reaching in the $60 price point to kind of keep it together. You know, it's pretty cool. Yeah, that's I was about to say, I thought it was something else right here. One more thing I wanted to go over, right here. So, Infernal Flame Banshee. So this will be the last card that we go over for the market watch. I have a lot of kind of like faith in this card. I really feel that like people are gonna underestimate this. Maybe it'll be in a couple of techs, but I want to wait for this card to drop to like the $1 price point. I want to pick up a lot of them. I really do feel like, you know, like having the ability to, like, you know, take a pyro from, you know, from the deck and either add it or to the hand or send it to the grave could really change, could be the missing key to a lot of decks, similar to how King of the Feral Imps was like really good in pendulum strategies, like especially the early Pepe, to like search out like the reptile tuner, to be able to like do your combo. Or I believe it also searched you out one of your pendulum scales if you needed to get the other scale. So I really do feel like this does have a niche, and when it goes down, I am going to be picking up a lot of these cards. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Let me know down below if the audio has gotten better. Please subscribe, like, help us out trying to get to 500. And yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Peace out, and I'll catch you in the next one.